What if I told you that the way you drive today could land you a massive fine tomorrow, and you wouldn't even know you broke the law? That's not an exaggeration. In 2026, driving rules across the United States have changed in ways that most people have absolutely no idea about. We're not talking about small tweaks to a driver's handbook. We're talking about serious enforcement shifts happening right now, in real time, across dozens of states. And here's the scary part. Some of these rules are already active, and drivers are getting hit with fines before they even realize what happened. I spent time going through state transportation bulletins, official government updates, and verified legislative records to bring you exactly what's changing and how it could affect your wallet, your license, and your daily drive. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to watch out for and how to protect yourself. And before we go any further, if you want to stay informed about important changes that actually impact your life, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe right now. Trust me, this is the kind of content you'll want to come back to. Let's start with something that's catching drivers completely off guard: distracted driving enforcement. For years, many states had what's called secondary enforcement, meaning a cop couldn't pull you over just for holding your phone. They needed another reason first, like a broken taillight or expired tags. That era is over. Starting January 2026, more than 12 states, including Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, have switched to primary enforcement. That means if an officer sees your screen light up or spots a device in your hand, that alone is enough to pull you over. No other violation needed. And it gets even more strict. In California, the 2026 updates have expanded the definition of distracted driving. It's no longer just about texting while moving. Holding your phone at a red light to check GPS or scroll through your music can now get you a ticket. First-time fines in some areas are running between $200 and $500, and that's before court fees. But here's what really stings. That ticket will likely raise your car insurance by 15 to 30% for the next 3 to 5 years. On a $1,500 annual policy, that's an extra $200 to $450 every single year. One ticket could end up costing you over $1,000 in higher premiums alone. The fix is simple. Use a dashboard mount and set up voice commands on your phone. It takes 10 minutes and could save you thousands. Now let's talk about something that's expanding fast on highways: automated speed cameras in construction zones. Michigan officially activated speed monitoring cameras in active work zones starting January 2026. These systems use AI to measure your speed with high accuracy. And here's the key detail you need to know. Going just 10 miles per hour over the posted limit is enough to trigger the camera. Your first offense gets you a mailed warning. Your second offense costs you $150. Your third offense jumps to $300. And while Michigan isn't adding points to your license yet, states like Pennsylvania and Maryland are already sharing this camera data directly with your insurance company. Once your insurer gets that information, your rates go up, plain and simple. Speed cameras are also expanding around schools. In states like Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Florida, cameras activate during school zone hours when speed limits drop to 15 or 20 miles per hour. Going 10 miles above that limit gets your plate photographed and a citation mailed to your home. Fines typically range from $50 to $250. Courts have repeatedly sided with these systems, saying drivers are responsible for watching speed limit changes near schools. My advice: use navigation apps like Waze or Google Maps. Other drivers mark camera locations, and many apps now alert you when you're approaching a school zone. Now here's a change that could completely rethink how you plan a night out. The legal blood alcohol limit is dropping in several states. For decades, the national standard for DUI has been a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08%. But Utah lowered its limit to 0.05 back in 2018, and after seeing fatal crashes drop by around 20%, other states are now following that lead. Washington, New York, and Hawaii are actively considering the same reduction. Here's why this matters to the average person. 0.05% blood alcohol is roughly 2 drinks. That's 1 beer at a football game, or 1 glass of wine at dinner. At the old 0.08 standard, a 180-pound man might reach that level after 4 drinks over 2 hours. At 0.05, that same person could be over the limit after just 2 to 3 drinks. For a 140-pound woman, it could be as little as 2 drinks. And the penalties in these states are the same as they were under the old limit. We're talking mandatory ignition interlock devices, immediate license suspension, fines from $500 to $2,000, possible jail time, mandatory alcohol classes, and seriously higher insurance rates. The safest rule is simple: if you've had anything to drink, don't drive. Rideshare services cost a fraction of a DUI conviction. Let's shift to something that affects electric vehicle owners across the country. If you bought an EV thinking you'd save on road taxes, here's some news you need to hear. Starting January 2026, more than 40 states have ended the EV fee exemption. Roads in America have traditionally been funded by gas taxes. Every time you fill up, a portion goes toward road maintenance. EV drivers don't pay gas taxes, but they still use the roads. So states are now charging annual EV registration fees to make up the difference. In places like Minnesota, fees can be $200 to $275 per year on top of regular registration costs. New Jersey has a fee escalator that increases by $10 every year through 2028. Pennsylvania's EV fee recently hit $250. And states like Oregon are testing mileage-based road usage programs where you pay per mile you drive. If you own an EV or are thinking about buying one, factor these fees into your budget because they are only going to grow as more people go electric. Now let's talk about something genuinely important for families: senior driver license updates. Illinois made a significant change in early 2026 under the Road Safety and Fairness Act. For years, Illinois required mandatory road tests for drivers starting at age 75. That threshold has now shifted to age 79. For many drivers, mandatory road tests won't start until age 87. This change came from data showing that older drivers actually have lower violation and crash rates per licensed driver compared to younger age groups. However, while road test requirements have relaxed, vision testing has gotten stricter. In California and Florida, drivers over 70 can no longer renew their license by mail or online. You must appear in person. If you have an elderly parent or relative whose license expires in 2026, check their state's requirements now. Missing an in-person appointment could trigger an automatic suspension that is very difficult to reverse. In many states, once your license expires due to a missed appointment, you have to start the entire process over, including written tests and driving exams. Don't let that happen to someone you care about.